In GCSEs, you would have come across vectors. Vectors are arrows which have a direction and a magnitude. So you probably remember doing something like this, where this arrow, let's say A, B, C, this arrow represents A, this arrow represents B. So AB is small a, BC is small b. So that means going from A to C, you would do A plus B, right? That is your alternate route. And that is the kind of arithmetic involved in vectors in GCSEs. Now in A level, you kind of do something similar, except now the vectors are a little bit more complicated. Vectors in A levels can be represented in a few ways. One way is known as column vector. So where it has x and y. So the x at the top means how many you've moved along the x-axis. The y at the bottom means how many you moved along the y-axis. Now, the other type is unit vector. Unit vectors make use of i's and j's. So I is the same as the column vector 1, 0, and j is the same as the column vector 0, 1. So the way you can think about it is I is all to do with x-axis and j is to do with the y-axis. So a way a vector can be represented using i's and j's is something like vector A equals 3i plus 4j, which means along 3 on the x-axis, up 4 on the y-axis. And then they can ask you to do standard, arithmetic questions with it. So for example, it says given A equals 5i plus 2j and B equals 3i minus 4j, find 2a minus b in terms of I and j. Give it a shot. See what happens. Okay, how did that go? Essentially what you're doing is just substituting. So 2 bracket 5i plus 2j minus 3i minus 4j. You expand 10i plus 4j minus 3i plus 4j. And now you can group. So group the i's and group the j's. You've got 10i and minus 3i, 7i. You've got 4j and 4j plus 8j. That's it. Okay, have a look at that question for me, please. Okay, you've been given AB, you've been given AC. In order to work out BC, you're going to go, so in order to work out BC, your alternate route is to go from B to A and then from A to C. So the opposite of 4i plus 3j minus 4i plus 3j. Because remember, you're going in the opposite direction. You do the negative of your vector. And then you add AC, 5i plus 2j. So minus 4i minus 3j plus 5i plus 2j, which gives you 1i, which is just I, and minus 1j, which is just minus j. And that's how they can use arithmetic with i's and j's and unit vectors.